What's up, Gooners? Welcome back to the Gunners' View. Arsenal have been hit with a worrying double injury blow ahead of Sunday's North London derby, with fresh concerns surrounding Gabriel and setbacks for Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz just days before Tottenham visit the Emirates Stadium. The timing is far from ideal, especially with a huge run of fixtures coming up, including Bayern Munich in the Champions League and then Chelsea shortly after Spurs. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel if you're new here for Arsenal's reliable updates. Let's break down the latest injury situation and what it could mean for Mikel Arteta's plans. The biggest concern right now is Gabriel, who limped off during Brazil's friendly win over Senegal at the Emirates Stadium. He was treated on the pitch for a right thigh problem before being substituted, and scans later confirmed a muscle injury to the same area. The Brazilian Football Confederation described it as a significant thigh issue, and Arsenal are now running further assessments to understand the full extent. Reports suggest he could be out for a minimum of 4 weeks, with some fears he may even be sidelined until January. Do you think Arsenal can maintain their defensive solidity if he misses multiple games? Arteta is expected to give an official update during his pre-match press conference on Friday, but for now, his potential return date remains unknown. There was another setback with Riccardo Calafiori, who withdrew from the Italy squad due to a hip issue. Although he attempted to push through the discomfort, he ultimately returned to London for rehabilitation. However, the early signs from Italy suggest Arsenal are not expecting a major long-term problem, and there is optimism he could be ready as soon as the Tottenham match. His recovery will be closely monitored over the next few days as the medical staff work to get him match-ready. Arsenal had also been hopeful of welcoming Kai Havertz back soon, after nearly 3 months out with a knee injury. But the midfielder has suffered what has been described as a small relapse in his recovery. Germany manager Julian Nagelsmann confirmed this setback, explaining that although Havertz is progressing well overall, he is now only expected to return toward the end of the year. With so many midfield issues, which player do you think Arteta will rely on most in the coming weeks? For now, Havertz's return date remains unspecified, and Arsenal will continue to manage his rehabilitation carefully to avoid further issues. As for Victor Gyökeres, the striker has been out since suffering a hamstring injury during the win over Burnley on November 1st. He missed the matches against Slavia Prague and Sunderland before the international break and was not included in Sweden's squad. Arsenal are still waiting for final assessments regarding the severity of the injury, but with major fixtures against Spurs, Bayern Munich and Chelsea all approaching, his availability is a major concern. At this stage, his return timeline also remains uncertain. Martin ODEGARD continues to face his own injury frustrations after being sidelined with a knee issue since the match against West Ham on October 4th. His recovery has been slow but steady, with Norway coach Ståle Solbakken saying he is still some distance away from returning. ODEGARD himself admitted after Norway's win over Italy that although progress is being made, the match still came too early for him. His potential return date remains unknown, and Arsenal will not rush him given the recurrence of problems over recent months. There is slightly more positive news regarding Noni Madueke, who is close to ending a 2-month spell on the sidelines following a knee injury sustained against Manchester City. Scans confirmed he had avoided an ACL injury, and he is among the players who could return for the Tottenham match on November 23rd. The same applies to Gabriel Martinelli, who has been unavailable since picking up an injury against Crystal Palace. He has missed 4 games, but is progressing well enough that a post-international break return is considered realistic. Lastly, Gabriel Jesus has taken a major step forward in his long-term recovery from a knee injury that kept him out long time. The Brazilian is back in training and building up his fitness ahead of a gradual reintroduction to competitive action. While he is not expected to play immediately, late 2025 has been suggested as a realistic return window if his progress continues smoothly. With so many key players either out or racing against time to return, Arsenal face a testing period both physically and mentally. The next updates from Arteta will be crucial, but for now, the squad must prepare with uncertainty hanging over several important positions. Which of these returning players do you think will make the biggest impact once they're fully fit on the other side, as Mikel Arteta's men intensified preparations for the derby? All players who represented their countries were present today, beginning the morning with indoor gym work designed to rebalance fitness levels after travelling and varying match loads. Those who remained with the club during the break were already deep into their structured physical programs, ensuring everyone reached similar readiness before moving outside. Once on the pitch, Arteta and his coaching staff oversaw fast, precise passing drills and tactical shape work, demanding high concentration and sharp execution from the players. Are you confident these early preparations can give Arsenal the edge on Sunday? The biggest highlight from today's session was the sight of Gabriel Jesus back on the grass, looking lively and confident. The club confirmed his progress by sharing a video of him on their official X account, and the forward showed strong mobility during controlled ball exercises. His energy seemed to lift the tempo around him, and the coaching staff guided him carefully through each stage of his reintegration. Do you think his involvement on Sunday could change the momentum of the match? There was more encouraging news, as it is understood that all six, Kai Havertz, Victor GYKORES, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli and Noni Madueke, are on track to be available by early December. This expected return of depth comes at a perfect moment, with a packed schedule approaching and Arteta needing as many options as possible across the pitch. The group spent part of today's session working on quick transitions, pressing cues, and attacking combinations, areas where the returning players will play a huge role once fully fit. Which returning player do you think Arsenal needs the most right now? Overall, the intensity and focus at the training ground reflected the seriousness of the upcoming derby. Arteta demanded urgency, discipline and communication in every drill, and the players responded with determination and sharp execution. From movement to mentality, today's training showed a squad fully switching into derby mode as they look to make a statement at the Emirates. On Sunday, let's continue to previous updates. Arsenal are reportedly leading the race to sign Levante striker Karl Aita-Aong. According to Spanish outlet Sport, the 22-year-old Cameroonian has already caught the eye of top European clubs, with his breakthrough season with 5 goals and 1 assist in just 9 La Liga appearances. Aong's performances have attracted attention, including from Barcelona, who have reportedly already had an offer rejected. The plan from Arsenal would be to secure the signing in January, but loan him back to Levante for the rest of the season, allowing him to continue his development before joining the Gunners next summer. If this move goes through, it's a smart strategy to strengthen Arsenal's attacking depth without rushing integration. This brings us to the situation surrounding Gabriel Jesus. Recent reports from Spanish outlet Fajes suggested that Mikel Arteta might be ready to let Jesus leave. However, these claims should be treated with caution, as Arteta has consistently spoken highly of the striker, praising his energy, competitiveness and desire. Despite this, Jesus himself has admitted that he dreams of one day returning to Palmeiras, leaving some uncertainty about his long-term commitment to Arsenal. Jesus has also been out this season due to a serious knee injury, but could be available again in early January. With Arsenal potentially signing Aong and other attackers, the club may need to consider how Jesus fits into the squad moving forward. Everton have also reportedly been monitoring his situation, highlighting that Premier League interest exists if a sale becomes viable. Meanwhile, Arsenal legend Gilberto Silva has publicly backed a potential move for Real Madrid winger Rodrigo. Rodrigo's situation at Madrid has been challenging. He has played just over 450 minutes in all competitions this season and started only 3 matches, falling out of favour under Xabi Alonso. Gilberto emphasised Rodrigo's talent and versatility, noting his ability to perform across the forward line and provide competition for Arsenal's existing squad. While signing him on a permanent deal may be financially challenging, bringing Rodrigo in on loan could be a low-risk, high-reward option that strengthens Arsenal's attacking options. Rodrigo's Real Madrid teammate Jude Bellingham has even stated that Rodrigo is more talented than some of Madrid's top stars, underlining the quality that could be added to the Gunners squad. Finally, the best news of the day concerns Bukayo Saka. According to Football Insider and Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are in advanced talks with Saka regarding a long-term contract extension. Reports indicate that both Saka and the club are aligned on the vision of him staying at Arsenal for the rest of his career. This is a massive boost for the club, as Saka is one of Arsenal's most important players and has already established himself among the best wingers in world football. Securing him long-term not only locks down a homegrown star, but also ensures continuity as Arsenal build towards sustained success. Alongside Saka, Jurrien Timber is also progressing in contract negotiations, signalling a broader strategy to retain key players and maintain squad stability. So, Gooners, the big questions remain. Should Arsenal sign Carl Aita-Aong and potentially move Gabriel Jesus? Does Rodrigo have a future at the Emirates? And how much of an impact will Saka's long-term commitment have on the team? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.